On August 31st, we took our first ever RV trip.
Yes, our maiden voyage.
Our maiden voyage. We learned a lot. We had a few mistakes, so we learned our mistakes. We'll go over those mistakes after a while. We took our M2 Freightliner, or Freightliner M2, and our Raptor toy hauler, and we went to Sevierville, Tennessee. We stayed at the Riverside RV Park in Sevierville, just off the interstate. We'll put the address to that RV park up for you, for your reference. We loaded the bikes the night before, got everything ready, and the morning of, we pulled the toy hauler out of our basement area, and it's a very sharp curve around the driveway to the front of the house. So the first mistake we made was not getting the RV out the night before.
Absolutely.
Because the grass was wet, and to make that sharp curve, we had to get over into the grass some, but we did it. He backed up, and we were able to get it out. So from now on, we will get it out the night before. Good harmony there. So we had new tires put on the trailer, so we stopped about 10 miles up the highway to re-torque the wheels, check the bikes. Everything was riding good, perfect. And just so you know, our M2 Freightliner is now known as the Iron Horse. If you notice in the pictures, there are horses on the truck. We bought the truck used. Evidently it had been used to pull horse trailers before. So we don't want to take the horses off because we don't want to damage the paint. So we thought an appropriate name for our Freightliner M2, since it's pulling our iron machines, would be the Iron Horse. We haven't named the Raptor yet. Kind of debating, kicking around a name for that, so we'll let you know what that is in a later video. But on to our venture. We went to the Riverside RV Park, and we had a pull-in site. We got there, got parked, but we had one issue just after we got off the interstate before we got there. The brakes on our truck got hot, but we were able to get into the RV park, get everything hooked up. It was a holiday weekend. Although we had plans to stay there all week, so we knew we had plenty of time to get the truck to a shop. So on Tuesday morning, we were able to call Freightliner on the other side of Knoxville and get the truck repaired, get the brakes repaired. There was a seal that had gone bad that caused the brake fluid to drain down on the brake pad and make it stick. So we were able to get both sides repaired, just so we didn't have any issues in the future.
Both seals.
Both seals. While at the park on Saturday night, our daughter and her husband and daughter and her boyfriend had been to the UT game, so they stopped by to see us a little while that night. So we got our first visit from a family while we were camping. The next day, our son...
You need to back up.
I need to back up.
Yes.
What do I need to back up to?
Obviously, I was upset because the brake was hot, not knowing exactly what that was. We get to the site to unload the bikes. I had strapped them down in a particular way with one tied to the sidewall. I let the gate down and looked up and went to my knees because her bike was, thank you, Jesus.
He said, no, his first words were, "Oh, baby."
Well, So,
Because it was my bike
yes.
that fell over.
Yes.
My bike fell over.
Well, it didn't fall over. It slid over due to the sidewall breaking. But thank the Lord that everywhere the two bikes could touch was like about an inch touching, but they did not. So
They did not touch.
we're very thankful for that, and we learned a very valuable lesson, number 2, 3, 4, or something, in restrapping
Don't
the
ever
bikes.
hook one of the straps to the side hook on the wall. Always hook them on the floor. The hook on the wall broke.
It was just supposed to be like a safety, but it was just enough to allow the bike to move.
To shift. So then we got a visit from our daughter. And then the next day, our son and his wife Shelby came up to stay in Pigeon Forge, and they came over a few times to visit us. In fact, Joseph bought me the Blackstone grill that I wanted, and they came over. We fixed breakfast, and you'll see their pictures. We'll display those as they were preparing our breakfast. This is Joe cooking our eggs. Yep. Master chef there. I bet he wouldn't get chopped. Cooking breakfast. Joseph and Shelby came to cook breakfast for us. And our bike's there. Truck parked in behind. On to what we did while we were at the campground. The first day we were there, in fact, before Joseph and Shelby arrived at the RV park, it is a Christian park, and they do have a Sunday morning service. So we attended the Sunday morning service, heard some good music and good preaching, and enjoyed the service time there. In fact, the minister is also owner of the campground, and it's a very large campground. They probably have over 300 hookups, so if you're interested, they're just right off I-40 in Sevierville, Tennessee. Our next agenda was to ride in the mountains, and we did that on Thursday due to needing to get the truck back to Knoxville on Tuesday, and then we went back and picked it up on Wednesday night. Wednesday night?
No. Thursday night.
Anyway,
No, Friday night.
Anyway, we were able to get the truck fixed. We also were able to do the riding that we wanted to do. We actually rode 2 different days. The second day we rode, or the second time that we took the bikes out, we rode the Tail of the Dragon again. That was my second time to ride it, and the first time on my Street Glide. last place we stopped. When we asked the gentleman the quickest way back to, we were going back to Marable, he said you could take this road or you could take this road, and this road is pretty straight. And I said, yes, that's what I want, is a straight road. After riding all those curves all day long. One, two, three, go.
1, 2, 3, go work.
We're videoing.